and welcome back to another episode from Ampro Engineering. In an earlier episode, you watched me replace these wheel arches because a previous owner had completely cut them out for more clearance. Now that worked out very nicely on this side here where we had a complete arch, but unfortunately on this side we were missing a chunk. So I contemplated what to do. Is that going to be acceptable? I mean, this truck's obviously, going for the trashed look, but it was starting to annoy me because we had done such a nice job on this side that I really wanted to have it nice on this side as well. And after searching on eBay for some beat up bodies, I found that I could pick one up for like $25, but still $25 just for that seems excessive. So I decided to give something a shot, and I whipped up this. Now this is the passenger side, because it depends on what country you're in, and this is the other side, so you have just a little front lip, and theoretically we should be able to take this piece here and graft it right in. There's a lot of very complex curvature over here that I wasn't able to adequately capture, so what I did is I slightly oversized this, but it's around 0.5 millimeter larger in each direction so that there's a little bit of sanding room. First thing I want to do is pull off the grill, which I installed last night after wiring this thing up, but it's just going to get in the way. To be very clear, I don't really know how well this is going to work, so you'll be watching this firsthand with me, and if we fail, which we may very well do, well, we'll have learned something together. My initial thought is to place this behind the fender like this and mark out this contour with the paint pen. And I guess it'd be cleaner just to chop it straight off, but the fact of the matter is this is kind of a cool look, and I think it'll be neat with a bit of a jagged edge here. Now this might prove to be my downfall, but we'll see. Using the good side, I've determined that the center of this hole right here to the top of this hard edge is 39 millimeters or thereabout. All right, I've determined that this area here is the most complex area, and I'll show you on the other side. It's where you have all the convergence of these different shapes, and that is exactly where all this is screwed up. So a moment ago where I said I was going to chop this, I think we're going to try and cut this off a little bit higher. Not too much, just right around here. And this way the complex surfaces are going to be spared, and then we can just graft this on a straight line. And the key is to make a really straight cut, but not only straight in this angle here, we also want to make sure that it is perpendicular to the body so that it's nice and flat. Okay, now you can see that we're getting somewhere. Obviously this is too long still. We have to pull it up right about here and just ensure that we are about 39, pretty close right there. I'm going to cut off right above this silver line. Okay, that is close. Now remember this is a brand new part, so I may need to make some adjustments in the CAD software, but we're getting there. All right, now I've mounted the bumper, and we can see how far we are off. And judging by this, wow, that is just about spot on. We have to shave it down just a tad because it's actually protruding outward. It's hard to tell, but we're going to have to just kind of tilt it in a bit like that. I shaved a slight angle. You can see it right there. And there it is. I mean, it isn't perfect, but wow, it's not bad. I'm going to use the hot glue to tack this into place, and then we can super glue it. As you can see, I hot glued this into place with the bumper there because I did want to make sure that that angle stayed constant. And unlike when I tacked these into place with the hot glue, I did this on the outside because this is obviously a smaller part, and there's very little room for putting something on the back of this to reinforce it. Therefore, I want to have as much super glue on the inside holding this together as possible. And once this cures a little bit more, I'll pull the bumper out and put some super glue on it. I believe at this point, the project is completed. I wish it didn't appear as if this had been grafted onto a body that had two of the pieces grafted on, but I fear that that is simply what has happened. I did have to make a couple little modifications to this. The region right in here sat back slightly, so I put a little bit of super glue on there just to build it up a little bit and sanded it down. But the newer version of this is larger in the front by 1 millimeter. Basically, it sticks out 1 millimeter all the way in the front from the bottom to the top. Remember that this is going to require a good amount of modeling skill to get this in there, but if you are planning on building one out of styrene, this might save you quite a lot of time. I would say this entire thing, not including cure time, probably took about 15 minutes. It was surprisingly quick. Anyway, if you are interested, there's a link in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know this project is really not looking very good cosmetically, but that is the direction I wanted to go, as long as its basic geometry did exist. So thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.